really delighted to be here today, and especially because I also interact with your staff at lower cadre. So I will be passing this information upward, and I know that this information will also cascade downwards, okay? As the MC has said, my name is Esther Marugah. I will be taking you through this session, and I want it to be very interactive session so that it can be able to change our perspective when it comes to innovation. And I'm supposed to take 1 hour, which was supposed to be from 11 to 12, considering it's 12, so meaning around 30-40 minutes would have gone for lunch. So let's start and take it away. And I want to start by asking those who have interacted in the past, you'll become my respondent. So from the image, I know we can see good. We can see a photo there. Can we see the photo? Yes, what can we see? Let me start with Madam Elizabeth. What can we see? Can see a river. Someone else can see something else? Madam Joyce? It's a bridge. And I want to give you a story of this bridge. And this is a bridge in what we call Koluteka Bridge. The Koluteka Bridge is somewhere in Central America where a country called Honduras. And in this country, what they did, this country is prone to hurricanes, storms. So what the government did in 1996, they went and looked for the best bridge builders to come and do a bridge on the Koluteka River. And they went to Japan. I'm wondering, if you were in Kenya, which country would have gone to? China. So in this country, they went to Japan, and they brought the best bridge builders, and they actually built a bridge that they called the Bridge of the Rising Sun. It was the best bridge, well constructed. I don't know, yes, even this side you can see the bridge, well constructed. Then in 1998, a storm came, and they called it Hurricane Mitch. You can get this story. When the hurricane came, it swept the Koluteka River, and the Koluteka River swelled 9 times, and it displaced almost 11,000 people, and other people died. And after the storm receded, the roads that were going to the bridge, they were swept away, but the bridge left. This is now the aftermath. Let me go back. This is the aftermath. What did the river do? The river changed its course. Can you see the river? Can you see the bridge? The river changed it. So the bridge was left standing, and it became a bridge to nowhere. It became a bridge to nowhere. And the question is, who should we blame? The Japanese bridge builders or the natural calamity? Who should we blame? So my introduction here is that there are unexpected things that will happen, that will have unexpected dynamics, that there are things in terms of what we know that will always happen. And that tells you why we need to ask ourselves, are we built to adapt? Ask your neighbor, are you built to adapt? Is your Sacco built to adapt? That is a question we'll be answering in this question. Because if you're not built to adapt, we will be left standing, having very good structures, but the river changed its. And the question is, in the Sacco sector, has the river changed its course? We will answer that question. So what does it mean? We are here for an innovation conference. This is an annual conference. So what does it mean when we say we want to be a one-stop shop? What comes into mind is that as a SACCO, we need to provide services for all members' needs. And do we know the needs of our members? That's the first thing. Do we know the needs of our members? The needs of our members could be savings. They want to take loans. What else do? They want insurance. They want to invest. Those are various needs. The question is, do we have these solutions under one roof? So that then we become the one-stop shop. If we do not have these solutions, then it means our members will be within the SACCO. Na mguu ingine iko wapi? Outside. But we want to retain. And I like the journey when you are doing the introduction and there are SACCOs that have rebranded. We had the Nyandarua, now Tower. Many SACCOs that have now are not being confined into a certain region. So that is already telling us that we are ready to serve many members. So let's start, and I want to look at this innovation as I look at the journey. So we had what we call the traditional SACCO. The traditional SACCO that focused on saving, loans, and dividends. And that is the narrative that we have had over the years. Every year, you will even find articles asking which SACCOs to join, which SACCOs have the highest dividends. And the conversation we are asking ourselves, are we being candid to our members? Are they looking for high dividends or affordable loans? Because one must give, right? If you require high dividends, it means that our loan product, then the interest rate, we have to increase it so that we are able to register high dividends. So we have moved from that traditional SACCO. We are now talking about a modern SACCO, a modern SACCO that is able to do digital banking. Our members, do they need to come to our offices so that we serve them? We are talking about online services, and I like that most of the SACCOs have now moved to that online space. Agency banking, meaning if I'm a mama mboga, I don't need to readjust my lifestyle to get what I call banking services. You know, when we were being raised up, banking was a place you would go. Yeah? Unasema ile siku on Friday nitaenda wapi? Kwa SACCO. Nitaenda kwa bank. But right now, banking is something that we are doing through these channels. The other thing is the insurance product, business financing. This narrative of saying you have to join the SACCO, save for 6 months, come with guarantors. We have had that narrative for many, many years. The question is that guarantorship the weakest link in the SACCO sector? And when I wear another cap as a collector, when I'm doing collection, then we find I am collecting from this one who has guaranteed this one, and this has guaranteed this one. Who do you go to? Who do you go to? Who will be the first one to give in? So this one is telling you, wewe, acha huyo kwanza alipe ndio nilipe ya? So when you talk about co-guarantorship, is it a narrative? Is it something that we need to change in our model? Then we look at the future SACCO. The future SACCO will have personalized product. Are we able to profile our member to know that this is a member who is at this stage in life? Because our aspirations are very different. Look at yourself when you're in your 20s. And look at yourself when you're in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 60s. In your 60s, what do you want to know? Retirement, package, what else? Legacy. Someone who's in their 20s, they are looking to get a car, to furnish the house. So those two people, you cannot give them the same products. And that is the segmentation we are talking about. That is the SACCO of the future. It will be data-driven. and I like that I've spoken after Neptune, because those are the services they are giving you. They're able to look at the data that you are holding over the years and ask yourself, what is this data telling us about our members? The other thing is the AI-powered member engagement. Are we able to introduce AI in our channels? And of course, we have embedded financial services. Other than the app, other than the USSD, can we go to another platform, maybe an insurance platform, and find Sacco services there? Can we go to maybe Capital Market Authority and find the way you can be able to get shares even in the Sacco sector? Can we go to eCitizen and you are redirected for Sacco services? Those are embedded services. So it's very important to look at what is this Sacco of the future. And in this Sacco of the future, I want to talk about 3 anchors. If we want to be a Sacco of the future, the first thing is innovation. I'll be talking about that. Then the second thing we'll look at is data. And the third one is being member-centric. And in the opening remarks, when you talk about innovation, we were told that innovation is not a destiny. We have to keep renovating day in, day out. And what is this renovation? This innovation is what I call digital transformation. Are we able to encompass various channels in our processes, normal operations? We are not talking about inventions or innovations that are not anchored in our processes. So innovation will come in and reduce, for instance, our turnaround time. We'll come in and introduce convenience, efficiency in our processes. So which are these digital transformation that we have in mind? And I know leaders have already incorporated this. Mobile banking. Banking platforms. Right now we have our apps, you can be able to download, you don't have to come to the branch, you have an USSD, you can be able to access services online. And I thank COVID because it changed our mind, it transformed our mind. You know, one of the studies that was done is about ATMs, deposits. Anyone who has ever done an ATM deposit? ATM deposit? Yes, I can see. 2 people, 3 people. One of the things with ATM deposits, they were saying, the reason why there's a lot of resistance is because when you put the money there and it's counted, na imezwe na hiyo machine, wewe pesa yako utaitoa wapi? Na hiyo machine ikikosea, utafanya nini? So there was what we call a mind, resistance from a mind perspective. And that is why some of these platforms were not able to really kick off very well. But with COVID, we have changed our mind. That you can get services, you can transact, you can do e-commerce, you can actually order from someone you don't know, you can make a payment and receive your goods without meeting. You're not transacting without meeting. We are doing meetings online without necessarily having the one-on-one physical meeting, and business is moving on. So there's that transformation that comes in. Then there's mobile loan application, self-service portals. Our members, can they be able to track their statements online? Can they be able to know if their account is in arrears on themselves without us following up? So digital onboarding, do they have to come to the Sacco for them to be onboarded? And one of the things you will say, we need to do KYC, know your customer. So they have to come with an ID. But technology will tell you, you don't actually have to come to the office. Because when I present myself to the officer at the branch, I'm only coming with my original ID. So if there's a way you can be able to verify that the person holding that ID is that person, it means that you have already gone through your KYC information. So that is digital transformation. Once we incorporate what we call processes in our operations, then we need now to ask ourselves, who are we serving? How do they view us? And I like putting in this image, because this is how our young people are looking at SACCOs. I don't know whether there's someone who is hapa mbele anaweza soma. Wanasema aje? Wanasema aje? Ninawaibia siri. Sinajua nimewambia I talk to your young people so I can pass the information. Oh, ile haijafanya. Haya, wacha hii side watusomee. Wanasema nini? Kwa SACCO. Na hiyo viatu mnaona inakaa aje? Watu wametembea sana wakitafuta guarantors. And this is what they are asking. So when they talk about the SACCO, this is what comes into mind. See, we were asked about, the other presenter talked about what comes into mind when you talk about KDF. So imagine if I tell you this is what the young people are seeing when they talk about the SACCO. Like there is effort. The other one, anasema, I don't know, maybe someone else can read for us. Kwanza kwa workplace. Kila mtu anakuona ukizunguka na nini? Na form. So wanakuona wewe ulinunua kiatu mpya, wanajua ni nini? Ni loan. Sasa utukuwape this perception. Will they really come to the SACCO? And when we talk about our classification, how many new members are we having every year? And right now we have a pool. If the government is employing teachers, that's a pool we can tap in. But if they have this mindset, will they come and save? The question is, will we blame them for not saving, and we'll say that our ni Gen Z hawataki kuingia SACCO, or we will come up with products that address the problem? Because it can be, we can easily brush it off and say, oh, these young people, they are not well groomed. These people, they are not patient. These people, they do not want to save. They want everything instant. Lakini sasa hao ndio wako, na ndio tunataka wa join SACCO. So how do we readjust our processes to be able to meet that need? So the first thing is to know which are these emerging technologies can we adopt so that these members can start coming, these young people can on board. So the first thing is artificial intelligence, AI. And AI is in all aspects right now. Actually, even when you are lonely, they say you can go to AI, iongele. Yes. And which is the common AI that people know? ChatGPT. Iambie tu I feel bored. I feel bored. Itakuuliza what is your interest? It is keeping you company already. And when I was doing my research, I saw companies that have already introduced AI, the chatbots, that are able to onboard even members. And there is one, and it's represented here, anaitwa Asha. Mnajua Asha? Watu wa Mwalimu Sacco, wako wapi? Yes, Mwalimu Sacco. They can tell us their experience. They have their AI, anaitwa Asha. And we have several AIs in this market. Chatbots that are able to engage our members. And what you need to say, don't say that in our SACCO, our members do not understand those things. You have to know that you have different categories of your members. Ule member anataka kukuja branch, atakuja branch, tuko sawa, tumemtayarishia kila kitu, we are ready to serve them, right? The member who wants to go through digital channels, we also have what we call digital channels. They will go through that route. And that is why systems that we have today are talking about an omni-channel approach. So data analytics, and I say the second anchor will be data. So we have digital signatures. Right now, if you are doing contracts, you don't have to meet and sign. You can actually have that done online. Robotic process automation, and we are saying, are we able to even do calls? Like now, working in a call center, and we are talking about 10 or thousands record of people who have defaulted, you are actually being called by a robot. We call it a robocall. Just calls you with your data, greet you, and tells you you owe this bank, kindly pay. This, how many people can you put in a room to call maybe a pool of million of customers? So we have banks that have almost 14 million. If you look at your membership, your Sacco, we are talking about high number of people. A great number. So it's important for us to make sure that those automations are done. So that is on innovation. As I said, innovation is not a destination. So every time we have to keep re-adopting new technologies so that you're able to meet the market. So what is the benefits of innovation? One is that there will be faster service and convenience, things that you can be able to do in an office. If it's even a meeting, if you are to do an AGM online, in terms of space, in terms of resources, you will find that physical meetings take more space. And what I like is that SACCOs have now adopted what we are calling hybrid AGMs, hybrid meetings. So what does it mean? If you are available to come to the venue, because there are people, some of your members have been with you, they are very happy when they come physically to the AGM, right? Yes. And there are those ones who don't have the time that still want to follow up on what declarations that are being made, and they're able to follow up on you through online services. Of course, there are lower costs. There's improved member experience, there's increased operational efficiency. Because once you adopt technology, then you're able to serve more members as you go. So the second anchor, so that was on innovation. The second anchor is data. And we are saying that data is the new oil. But analysis, AI is the new refinery. So you could be having data, but if you don't refine it so that it is able to speak to you in terms of strategies that you need to onboard, then that data, it will not be valuable. So we need to have the data, yes, but we need to know how do we refine it, because that is the most important. So this data that we have, is it able to show us the savings behavior? For instance, men and women who are top savers. Wacha nisikie sasa. Haya, women. This side imesema women. This other side. Men. I was in another circle where the top saver was a woman, a lady. And the men said, the woman and the money belongs to them, huh? So who are the top savers? Who are the top savers? Anyway, the data that you have, are you able to know where do you have the highest pool of your members? Who are the members who are defaulting? Is it the age of 25 to 35, maybe 18 to 35, youths, 35 to 45, is it 60 and above? Those are retirees. And what is your data telling you? Who are the top savers? Which age bracket? Are you asking for this information when you go for your meetings? Do you know who are the top defaulters within those age brackets? The young people or the older people? The young people higher. Let's create another, and let's ask another scenario. Employed people, business people. What do SME? Who are more likely to default than others? That is data. So if SMEs, they're high risk, it means our processes need to change to address that risk. So if you have a member who has a pay slip and a member who is an SME already is high, it means then we need more data. We need them to come maybe with a logbook so that the loan is secured. Because if it's high risk, we need to have a fallback. And that is what data should be able to tell us. And this is the data that you are holding. Are you able to see the savings behavior? Are you able to know the borrowing patterns? If, for instance, I'm a teacher, I'm employed at the age of 24, and the minimum Sacco saving requirement is 1,000 or 2,000, what are the chances I will start saving 20,000? Very minimal, right? Because I'm pegging my saving from what? My income. But if I am maybe an SME and I'm growing, I am selling, I am a merchant maybe in a hardware, it means that as my business is growing, I'm likely to save more. So those are the dynamics we need to know, which are this data that we can be able to get. The income trends, which I've spoken about. So data becomes very, very important. And once you have the data, then you have to make use of the data by coming up with applications. And these applications will be able to make you understand, have decisions pre. So when you are doing, if you're in the credit committee, are you able to profile a customer and actually get a model that is able to tell you the probability of default? And this is like when you are doing your own construction. When you are doing construction, you get a model. Na tunaita aje 3D model, right? If you want to build. And then they can do simulation and tell you, and this is where ladies will like most, they will tell you this will be your kitchen, then they can model the kitchen for you, they can model upstairs for you, they can model the way you'll be seeing the wings. You can be able to simulate and see if they are going to construct this house, this is how it will feel. So if your kitchen is not facing the gate, you can decide beforehand that I want my kitchen to be facing the gate so that anyone who is coming in, so those models. So our data, we will only be able to make use of it if you're able to come up with the application. And this data, you can combine with the data within the Sacco and data from other sources. And this could be what we call data from the CRB, because they are also getting information across the sector. There could be data, what we call alternative data, which the former speaker has mentioned about, that is able to tell us about lifestyle audit. What are the chances that, do you normally do appraisal, unapea mwalimu pesa, wewe ulikuwa credit committee, na jioni unapata amelala kwa mtaro? See, it happens. Lakini sasa si akona pay slip, si loan atalipa. But if you are to ask them after a while, what is the impact? Because for us as a Sacco, we just don't want to lend to our members. We want to lend and have impact in their life. So would we have achieved? So those are the questions we need to ask. So we need to do credit scoring, get to know what is this score. And this score normally indicates the probability of default. So if you find someone with a high score, it means that they will not default, and someone with a low score, it means that there are chances of defaulting. And when someone has a low score, it is not a guarantee, or it is not a basis of telling them they will not take that loan, but you can ask them now for collateral, what we call additional level of safety, so that you're able to pick. So the other thing is early warning systems in terms of application, because we normally say what we see often is a fraction of what is or what it is. Members will come with a very good narrative, and it's important for us to know those, especially those high ticket loans that are getting to the board, you will find that these members will come with a very good narrative. But the moment you lend to them, the hunter has become the hunter. They are the ones again who default, and the impact in terms to the Sacco is also very high. The other issue of fraud. So application should enable us as a Sacco to know which members are likely to default, which I mentioned, which members are ready for larger loans. And that is why mid-month unapata kale ka message kanakuambia usitense. Sijui kama nyinyi mnatumia hiyo. Unaambiwa usitense kwa sababu kuna limit yako mahali pre-approve. I have seen also a Sacco telling us, if I have some, I have been paying up my loan and I qualify for a top-up, there is a message telling us you actually qualify for a loan. Are we able to go to that level? Are we, which members need financial literacy and support? One of the things with the with the SACCOs framework is impact or empowerment of our members. And we are doing what we call member education. In one of the SACCOs I was dealing with, we had an incident where members were buying property, wananunua shamba, wamesapotiwa na Sacco. Then, member anagonjeka. Wewe ukigonjeka, si unatafuta kale kataito kako? Unataka uuze ndio ulipe nini? Bill ya hospitali. Because when your health is in question, ni title ya muhimu ama ni your health? Health. So what happened is that the Sacco realized we are funding our members to develop themselves, get assets, but we are also losing this property because when you are having an issue with a medical bill, you will sell that plot at a dry price. So what did they do? They combined the part of the product became a medical cover that is able now to do what? Take care of the member so that they can be able to safeguard the investments that they have made. So it's important for us to look at it on that level in terms of financial literacy. Are you able to educate them? Which other products that are not within the Sacco offering is the member consuming? We have data, and that's why I talked about hybrid applications. Tukiangalia hiyo M-Pesa statement, for instance, which other financial service is the member assessing that we are not providing? And if you're able to answer and look at where else is our member going, like now, I can tell you, if your teachers, the pay slips, kwanza, the teacher based, because you are teacher based, pay slip ya mwalimu unajua inaikuanga fast moving. Your pay slip ni fast. Wakiingia tu mahali hivi kwa MFI, wanaambiwa they can qualify for a loan. And what are they being sold to? Hiyo wanaenda huko kwa nini? Turnaround time. Anaambiwa ukiingia hivi within 24 hours utakuwa umefanya nini? Umepata loan. But what they don't even factor in is what is the interest rate. And for us, we have products that have very good interest rate. 1% per month, even on mobile platform, maybe is 10%, which is still favorable for a one-term, for a one installment kind of loan. So it's important for us to look at which other products are this customer providing. Are we providing to this customer? So the other anchor, and I said I'll talk about these three anchors, is I said innovation. We have spoken about data. And to my third one, as I wind up, is what we call member-centric service. In this member-centric service, we need to ask ourselves, if you are not giving that loan, what will the member be saying about our service? From the time a member gets even to your branch, have we even communicated with our guards how to direct them? So beside the loan, what is the other experience? And when we talk about experience, we are not saying this is the work of the customer service team. It is the work of everyone within the Sacco ecosystem. we must be able to provide good customer service. And we must be able to put the member at the center of every decision, every process, and every innovation. So if you're having innovation that is not addressing a member need, it is not any innovation that will help. Because it must be addressing the member need. Are we going into what I call member aspiration? Member aspiration is to ask ourselves, what does a member want? For instance, if I'm looking to build, let me still stick to this building. If I want to build a home in Nairobi, so the first thing I'll require is what do I require? Plot. Tuanze na plot. Tunaita now, itakuwa nataka plot. Na nikienda kwa marketing wananiambia ni plot maguta magu. So what will they show me in their catalog? Plot ni bare land. Okay? Sindio? Lakini kwa catalog, ile kitu nitapata, it is a plot, ni shamba, lakini iko na flat roof. Hello? Na kwa nini wananionyesha flat roof? Na watanionyesha flat roof, na gari mbili zimepakiwa hapo, na watoto wanacheza kwa lanes. Wewe utanunua hiyo plot ama utanunua? Kama unataka kujengea familia yako, utanunua hiyo plot ama utanunua? Utanunua kwa sababu you can relate with the aspiration. So the other thing, I have seen Sacco coming up with products, for instance, for traveling product. Unasema hii ni, mnaita aje holiday account. Lakini kwa hii holiday account, marketer akikuja ananiambia, you open an account, save for this number of months, then you'll get your... What if we change even our way we are marketing and say, this time, if you want to go to a holiday, we are taking you to that holiday. And we do our survey and start asking 3 top destinations. Let's start even here. Which are the top 3 destinations in Kenya? We can take our members. Mombasa, Masai Mara, wapi? Naivasha. Already tuko na 3 hapa. Tufanye survey, tupate wale wamewin. Watu wa Mombasa, hebu tuone mkono juu. Tuone wale wataenda Mombasa. Haya, hiyo Mombasa. Aha. Naivasha ni mmoja. Masai Mara? Bado kuna watu wataki kwenda holiday. Tuanzie tena. Hapa tunafanya survey our members. Where do you want to take them? And we are assuming now this is our Sacco. Tuanze destination ya kwanza Naivasha. Mikono juu. Haya. 3, 4. Ya pili in that order Masai Mara. Tuone. Haya. Ya 3 Mombasa. Mombasa wins. Sindio? Then we package our communication to say, in Mombasa, we are taking you. Tutatumia SGR na kuna flight package. And you know all these things are aspiration. Because when I'm saving to go for a holiday in Mombasa, what do I have in mind? Beach, good. What else? SGR, joto, I like that. Exactly. So, na upepo wa bahari. Sikuna yes, good. Na tunasema nini? Ya pweza kwa wazee. So you see, those are aspiration. So which one will be a hard sell? Telling me to save for 6 months or telling me nitaenda kukula pweza huko Mombasa? You are pweza, because if that is my aspiration, it becomes very, very easy. So we need to change our narrative to say, and for us in the board, do you want to get involved with, I don't know, booking SGR? No, that's why we talk about partnership. The day pale winners Umeweka basi 2, 3, 4. Watu wanaenda Mombasa year 1. Wanauliza watu wakikuja kwa branch, wanauliza ati mnaenda wapi? Haya, unajua niko na holiday account, tunapelekwa Winners. Na Winners wapi Mombasa? You will see the following year. That is already a sale because you have touched the aspiration. Because if I am saving for a holiday, then I decide to take that money and divert elsewhere, will I have achieved that goal as a member? So it's important that we move to that level where we are talking about what are our members' aspirations, and we're able to think about it and incorporate in our services, in our products that we are offering. So if you want to become a member-centric Sacco, then what do you need to do? You need to understand the members' need. The same way I've just asked you, where would you want to go? And you do a simple survey. Get to know what do your members require. You design products around those needs. So, need yetu ilikuwa ya kwenda wapi? It was a holiday, but already now we already know we are going to Mombasa. Yes, providing personalized experiences. You want to know at what point do people want to go to for this occasion. Ukiweka hiyo travel ikiwa January, na ingine iko December ama November, when are you likely to get people? Yes. So you need to understand all that. Listening and responding to members' feedback. When members give us feedback, do we become defensive? When our staff go out there and tell you, even your members wanataka, do you come back and say, but we have been doing this thing like this for many years? So let's not be defensive. Let's make sure that we're able to listen and act. So characteristic of a member-centric Sacco, you have to have deep understanding of members through segmentation, which I've already spoken about. Know your age group, the occupations of your member, the income patterns, the financial goals. What do they want to achieve? The segmentation of the members, the youth, the salaried, SMEs, farmers, retirees. It cannot be one fit all kind of strategy. We have to ask and have those data presented even at the board level when we are having our conversation, because we say different members require different solutions. At any particular time, you require different solutions. So let's ask, the second thing for us to become member-centric, once you understand the need, then we now look at convenience through technology. Wow, our members require services almost instantly. So are we having mobile services, instant loans, online account opening, self-service options? Are there things I can be able to do? One of the things and today we are talking about Gen Zs. If you have a Gen Z in the house, you will realize that they don't like talking a lot. Wana strategize, tunawaona. See, that's how they surprised us in 2024. In 2024, that's how they surprised us. So we want to know, are there things they can be able to, are we able to serve them, still serve them, but independently on those online channels, the service, self-service options that are available. If they want to get their statement, they want to get their mobile loans, they want to repay, are they able to do that? So that thing on you being, or parameter for you being, for a Sacco being a member-centric is having quick and efficient service. One of the things that we forget about service is speed. You can train, and that is what I tell even people in customer service, we can train you to smile. But if I've not gotten the service, it doesn't matter how well I will. Yes, it is neither here nor there. The first thing is for me to get the service. So we have to reduce the waiting time. And I like the journey that the SACCOs have gone. I remember when I joined the Sacco, we were being told to present the forms at the beginning of the month, because the credit committee was only meeting once. So if you miss at the beginning of the month, you have to wait the following And I know SACCOs now can relate to that journey. Right now, what is happening? We have done credit committee. There are approval levels that are being done at the branch level. The approval levels, they are even, you get, now the turnaround has really improved. So we have, do you have a complaint resolution time? Someone has raised an issue, and especially here, when a member is exiting. You are supposed to be given how many, 2 months, 60 days. So you told the member within 60 days they would have exited. When they come, that is the time you're looking, the form is being looked for. And you're also asking, are we also doing what I call the exit interview? Get to know, why is this member leaving? So that then you're able to intervene. So we must know that speed is part of service quality. And it's across the sector. Hata ukienda kwa hoteli, order yako ikae sana, huwezi sema wako na service mzuri. So turnaround time, we have to address. So if loans, do you know what is your waiting? In the morning we were told to track our service charter. How many loans are we disbursing that are within the timelines that we have provided to the member? How many loans are not within the timelines that we have provided? So speed becomes part of the service. As I wind up, we have what we call personalized engagement. And in this personalized engagement, I want to tell you that everyone carries a mark here. Hebu angalia mwenzako uone kama ako na mark. Wacha nione, umeona kama ako na mark? Kuna mark unaona hapa? Haya, wacha tuone. Kuna mark? Haya, hii mark inaitwa MMFI. Haijafika kwenu. I think it's not moving. Oh, ama MC umenikatia? The system has refused. So there's a mark. Andika kwa hiyo notebook yako imeandikwa MMFI. M for mother, for Malindi, for Mombasa. MMFI. Tumepata hiyo MF, na hiyo inasema it is not in the mark of the beast. It's not the mark of the beast. Iko hapa, kila mtu ako nayo. Na inaambiwa hiyo mark inasema make me feel important. Angalia sasa, iandike hiyo MMF ikiwa umeenda chini, ndio ikuwe make me important. MFI. MMFI. That is the mark. When it comes to service, we must address that part of making our members feel important. Which are ways we can make someone feel important? Simple things. When they come, are they directed? Customer service ni hapa. What is the lighting, even in the Sacco? When we come to the Sacco, what are we able to see? Do we have a seat for members to wait? Do we even have a signboard of in the washroom? Do you know those are things, those are silent things that people don't ask. It's kind of embarrassing. But are we taking care of that? So making a member important. Now we are also talking about people with disability. Are we intentional in our processes? Do we have a special area? Have we been able to prime our staff to be able to know these people with disability? We were dealing with a case where the board member was having a second approval of someone who was blind. Someone with disability. So I'm talking about your form in your category, do you even know when you are approving that loan, what is the status of your member? So those are some of the things, imagine issues that we need to ask ourselves. So make me feel important. And we say that the deepest urge in human nature is the desire to feel important. So if only we come and our members feel important within our vicinity, within our branches, then we'll be able to succeed. So that is why I'm talking about personalized engagement. So in the personalized engagement, I know we are sending SMSs for maybe birthdays. We are sending members milestones. When I joined the Sacco, maybe for birthdays, normally what everyone else is doing, can we do something unique? Maybe when the member joined the Sacco, do we have statistics? What can we be able to do at that point? Long-term loyalty, and I like what members, during AGM, we have long-serving. Which other awards are we giving to our members? Those who keep time, best savers, consistent savers, mkona consistent. Now that you are going into the SME market, we can have the most consistent saver. In one of the Sacco, I went, they had that award, and the consistent saver was actually mtu wa pikipiki. Na huyo mtu wa pikipiki, hebu tumfanyie hesabu, alikuwa amesave 500 every day. Hebu fanya 500 na 365 days. Ako na pesa ngapi? Every single day. 365 days. Ako na pesa ngapi? Najua tunaenda lunch. 182? Yes. Sasa mpe 500. Na ufanye ile compounding. So you see, that is something we want to encourage. So those are the things we need to do. I'm winding up. So as we talk about, I would have wanted you to see this as the evolution of customer engagement. That we have moved from what we call customer care, customer service, customer experience. How do you make people feel now to what we call customer intimacy? Are we able to predict what our members require before they even know that you require that service? The same way we do it on social media. Right now, if you are searching World Cup, you will find your feeds inakuja nini? That feed. Kama wewe ni mtu wa football, kama mtu ni wa fashion, you find that even when you go to social media, those are the feeds that are coming to you. Kama wewe ni wa kanisa, unapata, you are getting those spiritual quotes. So it's important that we get to that level. And this can only be done through the data. So finally is what I call active feedback collection. Ask members, what do they like? Which are the areas that we need to improve? What products do they need? And your first line of customer feedback, member feedback, is your staff. When they come with feedback from members, let's embrace it. Let's calibrate it and see, is it doable? Is it something that we can be able to provide? Because if you do not provide, then you might find yourself becoming the Koluteka bridge. And what will happen? You'll be built on strength, but stay relevant during current times. And you want to remain relevant in the current times. So my final remarks is to say, you must adapt or do what? Die. Ambia mwenzako, adapt or die. Okay, thank you so much for listening to me. Yes. So any question as I hand over to Mike to the MC.
Okay, let's appreciate our Thank you.